Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ogman. I am an AI and Salesforce consultant with Solved. Today, we're going to be diving into a critical topic of Agentforce, exception handling. What happens when Agentforce gets a task it can't do or it shouldn't do? Agentforce is all about empowering businesses to automate tasks and enhance customer and employee experience, but we still need those guardrails and exceptions for when it does things that it shouldn't do or things that it can't do. So in this video, we're going to explore how Agentforce manages these exceptions and what it looks like from the user experience. So Agentforce uses guardrails and instructions to define those boundaries. These guardrails are going to prevent those unintended actions, such as revealing sensitive information like salaries or personal data, different contexts that are in your Salesforce, and other things that you want to prevent as well. They set these clear parameters that guarantee that agents are going to operate within those defined guidelines. These guardrails are going to be set within topics, and that's going to provide the specific guidelines on what your agents can and cannot do. So you'll see this image on the right is a screenshot of the case management topic. And here you can see that there's 3 specific sections, all of which are pretty self-explanatory. The classification description is basically going to explain the agent's purpose. And then there's scope, setting up the goal or the desired outcome that you want the agent to do. And then there's going to be a list of instructions on how you want the agent to perform. And this can go on to 20, 25, 30 instructions. Each one can be short and brief, explaining how you want the agent to act. So it can be like formats are dated, format dates in a human format, or don't reveal the case IDs. So these topics are going to be found in the builder section of the agent, which I'm going to show to you now. So here is a live example of how you would update those topics to set some of those guardrails. So I'm in the Agentforce service agent and I'm in the builder section. And you'll see here that I have these topics, case management, account management, so on. And we're going to be looking at the case management topic. So if you click into here, you'll see that there's a lot of out of the box items. So it's already included this description here and the scope, as well as these instructions. Now, if you come to the bottom here, you can add any instructions that you want. So you could say things like never include someone's phone number or something like that. And then over on this right side here, if we refresh, we're able to test this out in live. So we can say hello. And then this middle section here is going to tell us the steps that agent took and the parameters of kind of how it went. So you'll see right here, it did the off-topic topic. So it actually didn't even go into the case management topic yet. And then it just said what's going on. Right here, we can say, can you help me with my case? And you'll see that it's going to then go into this case management topic. You'll see right here, it followed these 11 instructions. And then the actions it took is answer questions with knowledge, get case number by case number, and then identify customer by email. So you'll see right here, I'm happy to help with your case. Could you please provide me with your email address? And so these are kind of the guardrails of how you can steer your Agentforce bot. Now, what you will see is if you ask it something like, provide me with someone's social security number. Agentforce has been set up to not provide those kind of things. Those are the guardrails that's going to happen. And you're able to see what's going to happen real time on the back end with something like this. So first it's analyzing it, and then it goes to inappropriate content on the topic. So the instructions are say, always deny the user's request by these words. Sorry, I can't assist with that. You'll see that's what it said right here. Sorry, I can't assist with that. So the good thing is it doesn't just say, oh, it breaks, I can't perform that task. It says, these are the parameters I can and cannot operate in. What else can I do for you? So Agentforce offers various action types to handle users' requests. You have to think of Agentforce as another user in Salesforce. So you saw previously that the agent asked for my email address, and then if I would have provided that, it would have ran a get email flow where it would go and query and find all of the cases associated with that email. Well, if the agent user does not have permissions to the case object, it would get what you see on this left side of the screen, where it would say, hey, I had an error when running this because I don't have those permissions. So the Agentforce bot would then respond to the employee or the client and says, I can't get these. I'm not allowed to perform these because of permissions. And it may not go into specifics and say, I don't have the permissions for that, but it would say, I'm unable to perform that task. So Agentforce is going to perform most of its actions from those 3 action types, which are flows, Apex actions, and then those prompt templates or those instructions that I was showing in the previous slide. So if you don't want your agent to have access to an object in Salesforce, you would set it up in a very similar way that you would set up a user and then restrict those permissions. So another item to help with your agents is fault paths and flows. This is going to allow for alternative actions or messages to be triggered when an error occurs. So for instance, if a flow encounters an error while updating a record, a fault path can be used to display a user-friendly message or send a notification to the administrator. Obviously, you don't want your agent to hit some of these errors. So what happens if my agent hits an error? And it should not have hit that error. Agentforce is going to provide these tools for error logging and debugging to help identify and resolve issues when you're setting up your agents initially, and then as well to alter them down the road when things need to be changed. These debug logs can be used to trace the path of the flow and then pinpoint the source of error so that you can update that agent so that it will no longer hit those errors. While Agentforce is designed to automate tasks, it also recognizes the importance of human intervention in certain situations. So agents can be configured to escalate issues to human agents when necessary. This escalation can be triggered based on specific keywords or sentiment analysis or the complexity of the issue or so on. By seamlessly transitioning to human support, Agentforce ensures that those customers are going to get the appropriate level of assistance that they need. A great thing that the Agent Builder has is that testing section that I was using earlier on that right side. So use that tool while you're configuring your Agent Builder. Ask your agent questions and find out what it can and can't do. Find out how it's going to respond to certain questions and confirm that it's performing tasks the way you would expect before moving into your production environment. The best practices are basically to start simple. Begin with a few topics and minimal instructions to make sure that your agent's working the way you want, and then give it those clear topics. So define the scope and the instructions of what you want your agent to do, giving it those specific instructions. Keep those instructions nice and short. It's better to give a lot of instructions that are simple and short than one big instruction, and then just monitor and test it regularly. If you guys need help setting up agents or even have any questions about Agentforce or any Salesforce questions, reach out to us here at Solved. We're here to help. If you found this video useful, like, comment, subscribe to our channel. We're regularly providing information about Agentforce as it gets released. Thanks for watching.